Hello, my name is Johnson, and in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at e-commerce SEO. Our main focus in this tutorial is going to be how to drive traffic to your online store using SEO. Alright, before we go into the tutorial proper, please do not forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification button so that you are made aware whenever we release new tutorial videos. So, what is SEO? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, which produces free organic traffic on search engines such as Yahoo, Google, and Bing. SEO rankings are determined by each search engine secret algorithm that weighs things like fresh and original content, relevance, inbound and outbound links, and site architecture to determine where a link ranks for a query. So we ask ourselves, what exactly is e-commerce SEO? E-commerce SEO attempts to optimize online stores to make them appear in a high position in the organic search results. In order to do so, we must try to feed the e-commerce store to Google's algorithm. Although Google's algorithm remains secret, almost a decade of experience in SEO has resulted in a pretty good idea about the important factors. The factors in Google's algorithm can actually be divided into three, which are crawlability, content, and credibility. These three factors can actually impact your e-commerce website's ability to rank well and be found in search engine result pages, either positively or negatively. These are also referred to as the three C's of SEO. I've always had people ask me, PPC or SEO, which should I use? I think both depend on what exactly you want. If you want to place your e-commerce product before targeted people that are actually really searching for your products that you sell on your online store, then you should focus on SEO. But you got to have lots of patience because SEO requires time to implement and work. But in the long run, it will actually definitely pay off. Now, if you do not have the patience, then you can go ahead and use PPC. But note that with PPC, CPM or CPA, you'll be placing advertising to people who are not searching for your product. Also, you need to bear this in mind. PPC brings result fast, but you have to pay for each traffic that PPC brings in. Also, you need to have a huge sum of amount set aside for this, and the amount actually gets bigger as the day goes by. PPC may actually pay for itself as it brings in more traffic that converts, or it can just be a means of you sending money down the drain. Except you have Google Ads specialists to actually help you in your journey through the PPC world. SEO is actually different in terms of investment and effect. First you pay, and a few months later, you start getting dramatic results. Yes, I tell you, SEO actually pays for itself thousands of times and is far better in the long run compared to PPC. Now, what are the benefits of e-commerce SEO? E-commerce SEO has lots of benefits. Search traffic is actually sustainable traffic, and that you can actually get from SEO. A number one result in Google, maintained over time will deliver consistent traffic to your online store day in, day out. Now, if the term techno mobile phones gets around 500 searches a day in Google, the number one result will be clicked on about 40% of the time, meaning that your top ranked post on techno mobile will receive about 200 visits today, 200 visits tomorrow, and so on. But beware that your site staying at the top of search engines is not static, or better said, it is not permanent, because it can be overtaken by new optimized products posts from your competitors. Now, let's take a look at e-commerce site architecture. The architecture of your online store is critical to enabling customers to find your product online, and you must consider this very well when implementing e-commerce SEO. It's also crucial to your development team, who is tasked with creating an optimal system that can actually communicate with all needed business intelligence tools. Three of the most important elements of proper architecture for optimized search are navigation, internal links, and breadcrumbs. Search engines place quite a bit of weight on how your e-commerce site is structured and how intuitively it can be navigated. For instance, they factor in the number of clicks it takes to get to the details page of a particular given product. Now, let's talk about keyword research. Keyword research for SEO for an e-commerce website is the activity you undertake in order to come up with an extensive list of keywords you would like to rank for. Keyword research is the basis of all e-commerce websites. You must have this at the back of your mind. It starts with you explaining what you do in the language that your audience uses. Keyword research furthermore helps you to discover what you should be ranking for or aiming to rank for. In my view, keyword research has three steps. First, you write down the mission of your business. Next, you make a list of all the keywords you want to be found for. Finally, you create landing pages for all your keywords, linking to all your products. After completing your keyword research, you should have a clear overview of the terms people use and the terms you want the product pages on your site to be found for. To start with, in your e-commerce SEO keywords journey, you should make a list of every word or phrase you can think of that people must use to find what your site offers. Ask anyone that can give you an idea. You never guess what alternatives your friends and family members can actually offer. Also know this, if you rank your site highly for the wrong keywords, you can end up spending a lot of time and effort only to discover that the keyword you have targeted doesn't receive any traffic. Definitely, that's wasted effort and is actually bad for your business. If you haven't investigated the competitiveness of your keywords and analyzing what your competitors are currently ranking for, you can end up investing lots of time and effort into a particular keyword only to find that it is far too competitive to rank for, even on the first page for you. That's another wasted effort, which is also bad for your business. A challenge for most people that are involved in SEO, keyword research, and content writing is knowing searchers' intent, as well as having a common goal of providing searchers with results that are actually relevant to their queries. Therefore, a crucial element to building an online marketing strategy around keywords, content writing, and targeted organic search visibility is understanding what your audience and how they think, discuss, and search for your services, products, and brand. You also need to understand perfectly that searches are performed with intent. The user wants to find specific information rather than just land on it by chance. Search is also different from browsing or clicking around links to a particular web page. Because of these specifics, search traffic is generally of higher value to SEO and your product content development than other types of web traffic that you may think of. In order to go around this, you should know that a search prospect examples will go like this. Ellen wants to buy a new Android phone and makes a query in Google, typing in buy new Android phone, for example, in Lagos. Now, if she sees your online store at the very top of Google search engine's result page, this means that you rank first for that keyword, which is buy new Android phones in Lagos. Most searchers believe that the first three sites that actually show up during the search are the most relevant and genuine, though it is not often the case. Also, it means that Ellen is most likely to visit your site and buy from it. Why? Because she believes it appeared among the first three, and then than from a competitor site that has a ranking of number 4. Ellen can make queries using one or more several words like buy cheap Android phones in Lagos, or affordable phones in Nigeria. Now, types of queries that contain several words are sometimes called key phrases. So, affordable phones is a two keyword phrase. Therefore, to get a number one placement or appear on the first page on search engine listings, the first and the most important step is to choose the right keywords and key phrases for which you want to rank for. Now, what this means is that you need key phrases that convert. The narrower the search term you target, the greater part of visitors that will convert into real customers. At this junction, let's take a look at the process of keyword research for your online store. At this point, you have to exercise your brain a while, so get ready. It's time for brainstorming. To start with, make a list of every word or phrases you can think of that people might use to find what your online store sells. Ask anyone that can give you ideas. You never guess what alternative your friends and family members can offer. Assuming you are into Android phones and laptop sales, and your online stores covers only Lagos area. Now see the samples of list of what people can actually type into the search engine. For laptop, you can have laptop price in Lagos, Gmail laptop, buy laptop in Lagos, use laptops on Gmail. For Android phones, you can have buy Android phone in Lagos, cheap Android phones in Lagos. Even if you have a list of single words, think of key phrases. Try to combine the words you have on your list or add other relevant words that better describe your product. Again, ask your friends and family members for input about what they would type into Google search if they want to buy a phone or laptop in Lagos. And try to find people that are within your size target audience to get an idea of how they will search. Also, take into consideration various terminology are determined by one's age, profession, what part of the world they're from, and so on. Remember that there are often several ways of saying the same thing. Now you need to make a list of your top 5 competitors. For each of these five competitors, I need you to answer the following questions. What are their business goals? What is their content strategy? What is their brand strategy? Who are their audience? What is their advertising strategy? What problems are they currently facing? Are there any opportunities for you? Get a paper and a pen, or better still, make use of your spreadsheet software, whichever is convenient for you to table your answers on. It is always very sensible and useful to localize your keywords. For instance, a lady from Lagos will not just type in buy Android phone when searching on Google or Bing or Yahoo. I know there are many other search engines, I just prefer mentioning the really known ones. She's actually going to type in something like buy Android phones in Lagos, or even more likely, where can I buy Android phones in Ikeja, Lagos? So if you optimize for a localized time, you'll get more visitors who want to get what you offer exactly where you offer it. So if you optimize for localized time, you'll get more visitors who want to get what you offer exactly where you offer it. What this means is that if your business location matters to you, what you must do is to create keyword combination with local places names. Once you have a good starting list of about 20 to 40 words, use keyword tools to refine it and see what people have actually searched for when looking for similar sites. Examples of keyword tools that you can use are Ubersuggest, SEMrush, and Ahrefs. Now let's take a look at e-commerce local SEO. Local SEO for your e-commerce store is as important as the overall on-site SEO of your entire site because it's a subset of your overall search engine marketing program. It is when any search result is actually influenced by localization, it goes beyond the result displayed on search engine's result page. If you ignore local SEO, then you're ignoring an area of defined targeted traffic where majority of your customers are searching. Another thing is that if you go at it the wrong way, then you are definitely shooting yourself on your foot and your rankings will have nothing to show. All you have to do is make sure you have the right plan and understand how to implement local SEO properly. Or better still, contact an affordable SEO marketing service to do the job for you. I need you to know that local SEO implementation on your online store can actually change the game positively and you can start seeing results right away. If you want to know more on how to implement local SEO for your online store, then you need to read my tutorial on local SEO, the ultimate guide. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Now let's look at your e-commerce product page image optimization. Images are especially important to e-commerce website as they are one of the main ways for consumers to get a sense of what they're actually buying. Using images with a variety of angles, angle shots, and close-ups on an e-commerce website gives your customers a way to actually view your product as if they were seeing them right in front of them. But you need to optimize these images because if you don't, they can slow down your online store drastically and make customers experience negative. What's the purpose of visiting an online store that takes eternity to load? I know I won't actually. So I'll just hit the back button and visit the next available online store. When you optimize your product image or any other type of image that you use on your online store, your website will load fast and thereby you get to increase user experience positively. If you want to learn how to optimize the product image on your online store, then you need to read my tutorial on how to optimize images for SEO and web in 2021, an exclusive detail. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Forget what anyone tells you. Page speed is a critical factor when it comes to e-commerce SEO and ranking your online store higher on Google search engine results. And Google do give preferential treatment to websites that actually load quickly. But know this, Page speed on its own doesn't work. This simply means the faster your site loads with good content, the lower the bounce rate and the increase in page experience, and you make Google spiders happy. Now, if your site is fast and you have good product content that increases users' experience, you'll have a better chance of ranking on Google over slow sites, especially if those slow sites drive high bounce rates. Now, what's the need of your site loading fast with poor content? I think you already know the answer to this. To increase your online store page loading speed, you need to make use of the following tools: Google Page Speed Insight, GT Metrics. Now, these tools will tell you scores and the areas you need to improve on to have a good page speed score. Areas to watch out for include modifying JavaScript, modifying CSS, modifying HTML, and leveraging browser caching, eliminating render blocking JavaScript and CSS in above default content, reducing the size of images in few clicks, enhancing store pages performance with code optimization tool, modifying JS/CSS to make your code clear, and optimizing page rendering. In case you don't know, visitors to your online store don't really care about what your Google page score is. They just want to be able to view your product content as quickly as possible and get answers to their questions. In other words, even if your page loads fast and it doesn't contain the necessary information about the product that your visitors want to see, then they are sure to bounce immediately. I believe this is not what you want. If you want to learn more about how to optimize your online store page speed, then you need to read my post on Page Speed Insight, a comprehensive guide to improve your website page speed in 2021. Now let's take a look at other e-commerce store SEO tips. Now, the following and other things that you must consider and optimize on your online store. They include product page title tags, product page description, navigation links, anchor text, heading tags, which include H1, H2, H3, down to H6, alt tags, 301 redirect, 302 redirect, sitemaps, meta description, keyword phrase, optimizing for secondary keywords, internal links, external links, keyword in the first paragraph. If you want to learn how to optimize all these parts of your product pages, then you need to read my post on SEO tips, 20 most important SEO tips for higher rankings in 2021 and beyond. Now that you know how to increase your online store with e-commerce SEO, while SEO looks straightforward, there are technicalities involved. I strongly advise that you get the help of an SEO specialist to help optimize your online store if you don't really understand SEO deeply. Here we end the tutorial for today. Please do not forget to like this video, share with someone out there, because I know there are people out there that are actually interested or searching for the information contained in this video. And if you're new to this channel, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.